Okay, hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. Today our lesson is about finding perimeter on a grid. So as you can see here, I have my various polygon shapes, mostly squares and rectangles, well, only squares and rectangles. And we're going to be finding the perimeter, and we do not know the lengths. They are not given to us, so we have to find those. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to use the grid to annotate as we count and go along. So obviously looking at this shape here, we'll start with the pink shape over here, we could draw a line through each side like so, and we would know that there are 2, 4, 6, 8 sides. So the distance around an object is the perimeter. So we would know that this shape's perimeter is 8 square units. I'm just going to change that to be black instead of orange. Okay. So moving to our single square here, similarly we can count 1, 2, 3, 4. And we know that the perimeter is then 4 square units, counting the distance outside. And if we come down to this green shape down here, I'm going to count the top here. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, this is annotating when you mark the line as you count. That is 5. I'm going to count the side. 1, 2, and I'm going to write that down, 2. So now we know that with rectangles, the lines that are parallel have the same measurement. So we know that if this is 5 up here, this has to be 5 down here. If this is 2 over here, this has to be 2 over here. So this way I can save myself time by not having to count the other sides, and I can add them up together and find the perimeter. So I would add 5 and 5, which would give me 10, plus 2 and 2, which would give me 4. And that would equal 14 square units. Okay, so using that same logic we used here, we only counted 2 sides. We're going to count the yellow rectangle next. So we know we have 2 here, and we have 1, 2, 3 here. So I know that my rectangle's perimeter will be 3, 3, 2, and 2, because these are parallel lines and these are parallel lines. So using that logic, I'm going to add 3 plus 3, which is 6, and 2 plus 2, which is 4. And that gives us a perimeter of 10 square units. And we can double check our work by counting again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which we were right. And over here, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And we are correct. All right, the last 2 shapes. So this blue, we're going to annotate. And I'm going to use a bright color here so we can see it. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's our length, and our width is 1, 2. So we're going to write that down, 2 and 10. I'm going to switch black to black because that's hard to see. And again, we know our law is that 10 and 2 are parallel to the other lines in the rectangle, so we know that they have to be the same number as their friend across the way. And I'm going to add those together, and 10 and 10 gives me 20, and 2 plus 2 gives me 4. And that would be 24. And we can double check again by counting. So we know we have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, I'm going to move this shape. Oops, I'm going to move this shape here. Down. And we're going to do the same thing for the shape. So we know we have 1, 2, and 1. It's a bad 2. And we know this has to be 2 as well because it is parallel and across. And we know this has to be 1 because it is parallel and across. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 plus 1 is 2. Therefore, the perimeter is 6. Awesome. So that's all the shapes that I wanted to show you here. And one thing I just want to make sure we always think about is whenever we are annotating and counting, a lot of times we miss in the corners. We forget that each corner should have 2 lines. So notice all of my corners have 2 lines because there's the length here and the width there. But these are 2 square units right here and right here. So you always have to make sure to count those. Well, I hope this video helps for your work today. And I'm going to pull up the worksheet that we're going to be doing. So you will be doing this at home. And you'll be finding the perimeter of each shape. So you can either print this out and complete it and submit it via Brightspace. You can do it on the computer and just write your answers down on a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be submitted, just your parent will take a look at it afterward. And you're going to remember to be using your annotating where you're marking each line as you count and using your rules of rectangles, knowing that the opposite sides have to be equal. And another note, if you're using a square, if this side is equal to 3, which I can see it 1, 2, 3, we know that all sides of a square are always equal, so each side will equal 3. So that way you can skip counting a second side and just count 3 plus 3 plus 3 and plus 3. Okay, I hope that helps you and happy Wednesday.